Crockie, probably the highest level Ada in, well, definitely the highest level Ada in the game. Uh, so much experience with the character. He's been playing it since closed beta, just non-stop. Loves the character,
Three, two,
and
one,
he's
brawl.
very good at the character because of it. So, hopping right into the game.
Crockie finds the first weapons.
Finds,
The guns. Pugsy also finding guns. Goes for a neutral layer. Goes for a weapon toss in the neutral light. Finds that follow-up. These neutral layers are not connecting as Pugsy is being careful to space around that hitbox every time he's in the air. Crockie finds himself without a weapon. Definitely wants his signature weapon, which is the spear. Finds the guns one more time. Opts to go for some kind of combo, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw those away and go for a spear.
Yeah, Crockie is dead.
Ooh.
Oh man, he
Nearly
almost
dead.
died.
I can't believe that didn't work. That would have
Wow.
been devastating. That combo coming out from the guns, absolutely great at gimping off the top of the map. One of the few combos I can, if not the only one. But doesn't quite work out. Crockie manages to hold on to his stock, holds onto the guns, hits him with that falling side air, and gets hit by another neutral air. He's probably terrified of these Pugsy neutral airs by now.
They just keep coming out. Ruthless. Yeah, Crockie is known for his spear play more than anything else. He's actually said himself that he really wants to improve his gunplay, but he's just so much more comfortable with the spear. And it really shows when he plays these games.
Holds on the spear, barely gets clipped by that neutral signature. I almost feel like Pugsy was using it to reposition, but regardless, it ends up hitting Crockie. Crockie goes in for that dodge, picks up the guns, finding a lot of guns this game, goes in for that side light, tosses the side, has the spear. He wants to be able to end the stock as soon as possible. Goes in for his signature, gets punished by Pugsy Cider. Another Cider sends him flying, goes for a third one to try to end the stock. The downer doesn't quite connect, and Crockie hits him with the Cider of his own. Both players deep into the red, but can't close out the stock. Who's going to get the first one? They spend a moment touching each other on the ledge. And there's the side sig to end it. Crockie takes the lead, 3-2.
Yeah, there's always those awkward moments where you know the spear player wants to go for a recovery, so you just drop lower and lower until one of you guys... It happens so much with spear at these high-level players, or high-level plays when they recognize what you're going for. Hilarious to watch.
There's the ground pound from Pugsy to be able to end the stock. Tosses the spear to the side. The ball off the side of the map as well, and evens it up 2-2. Crockie goes in. I thought he was going to go for the mine, but instead goes for that neutral light, being able to put some damage onto Pugsy's Ada. Holds onto his spear and gets hit by a neutral light. Responding with a neutral light of his own, and a chase dodge into a side light was an excellent follow-up to be able to deal with Pugsy's option. Crockie putting on a lot more damage onto Pugsy's Ada than Pugsy's able to do to him.
Both players are going for just a lot of the same combos, but Crockies are hitting and Pugsies are missing. It's kind of funny to watch. It's like the second Pugsy goes for something, Crockie goes for the exact same thing as a punish. It's
Yeah,
almost
but
like
with
he's
follow-up.
making fun of Pugsy.
Yeah, it's interesting. Being able to see him go for those neutral lights immediately afterwards is quite cool. Pugsy finds the guns, goes for that down light, but gets punished by a weapon toss. And then a neutral signature coming out from Crockie, putting him directly into the same amount of yellow that he is on, but only on a stock advantage. Pugsy covering that weapon, but let's face it, Crockie doesn't want to toss aside that spear unless he's going to pick it up right afterwards. So Pugsy finds that neutral air side air, suddenly finding a lot of damage. There's the recovery,
Wow.
sends him into the deep orange. He's going to try to keep Crockie in the air, but doesn't quite work out, and gets punished for going for a signature.
Some crazy gun combos coming out of Pugsy, just immediately taking control of the game. Ooh!
And a
Pugsy
side sig.
dodges through the mine and does the side sig. Crockie was not expecting that. I know I wasn't.
Absolutely not. Ends up getting caught in the brunt of that hitbox and sent flying. Pugsy actually has an opportunity to bring this back and take it. All that damage comes from the very beginning of the stock, but as we know, Ada's defense quite low. Hits that neutral air, already sends him into the yellow. Crockie's struggling to find a weapon. Pugsy, instead of denying the weapons, decides to box him away from him, but there's the bomb! That actually ends the stock! One move! What
Wow.
a terrible angle to get set flying from a bomb connection.
The bombs can kill so ridiculously early, especially against a character like Ada. And we see that Pugsy dying, I think he was in the very early stages of orange. But
Heck, I don't even want
Wow.
to call that orange. I'm pretty sure he was still yellow. I didn't see him take any damage. Like, that was ridiculous. Just Ada's defense coming into play there. Granted, it was the Ditto. Bombs being able to kill quite early. Game 1 goes to Crockie.
he with a well-deserved win. The bomb just being icing on the cake, really. No. Pugsy's not gonna play Queen Nai, is he?
Pugsy actually switches the Queen Eye. Well, it
never
is
seen
polar opposites in regards to that defensive stat, let's be completely honest. And I actually have seen Pugsy's Queen Eye back in the day. Geez, and GCS is like 05 and 06, a few months back. But as of late, no, definitely have not. And Pugsy, picking that legend, picks up the spear, and Crockie fights him with the spear of his own, goes for that D-Light side air, goes for another D-Light, but Pugsy's able to catch him with a neutral air into the recovery. Crockie tosses the spear into the ground just to pick it up once again, and both players go for neutral lights, and Pugsy's wins out.
I have to wonder why Pugsy feels like Queen Eye is a good pick here.
I would have to say the same. I guess it's a case where he maybe just feels more comfortable with the spear having more defense. Maybe he's just salty that the bomb hit him so far away on Ada, and he wants to see if that will happen on Queen Eye. I'm not quite sure. Either way, Pugsy holding on to this legend goes for that side signature. Doesn't quite work out. Hits him with the sidelight, however, and he's doing a decent job of being able to hold his own in this 1v1. He's got Crockie already in the deep red despite being in the red of his own, and there's a ground pound that sends Crockie flying, and a cider.
Oh, nice side air from Pugsy to get the kill there.
Able to fly off the map below that platform and immediately throw the cider as Crockie tries to recover low, and he takes the lead. He's not even in the deep red. Goes to that neutral light. Crockie dodges beneath it. Goes to that down light to be able to go for more damage. And Pugsy's managing to take the lead. Sidelight in the side air. Another landing neutral air sends him deep into the yellow. It's going to be not long before Crockie finds himself in the orange and struggling to take a lead.
Pugsy is absolutely dominating this game with his Queen Eye. He's just using that spear and just absolutely stuffing everything that Crockie wants to do.
Yeah, I guess,
Wow.
an interesting point being brought up by Dobrain in the chat that I didn't really think of, but, like, I think another reason for this counter pick is that Crockie really isn't, at a high top-tier level play, comfortable with guns. And against Queen Eye, if you're not good with the guns, it's going to be difficult for you to win out in that spear ditto, just because of the raw attack and defense stats.
Crockie has always had issues using his guns at a high level, and oh wow.
And a very risky option for that side air down recovery. Crockie going for a ground pound, gets punished by another side air. A down sig to be able to punish Crockie for picking up the weapon. Excellent spacing from Pugsy, and Pugsy's looking quite comfortable on Nye here. Just holding onto the spear, he doesn't even care about the guitars. Goes for that down light into a down air. Hits him with the side air, and Crockie already finds himself in the red. That's the D-Light side air, but doesn't quite end the stock. Is Pugsy going to be able to get the 3-stock? There's the ground pound. Weapon toss. Will we see that? No, a Pogo's taken to punish the recovery from Crockie.
Oh,
he doesn't have enough jumps. That's a 3-stock from Pugsy. Absolutely turning it around with this Legends pick. We barely have ever seen Pugsy's Queen Eye in tournament, and that absolutely dominates against Crockie's Ada. Does Crockie have anything that he can counterpick against this? I've seen Crockie play nothing but Ada.
Can't imagine he's going to switch off here, not in a tournament like this. For those of you who are wondering why Queen Eye wins the spear ditto against Ada, by the way, it mostly comes down to the fact that if both of the players trade equally in damage, Queen Eye comes out on top by far because she has high defense and equal force, whereas actually she has more force, and Ada only has 3 defense. So even though you might trade equally, Queen Eye can kill 2 moves earlier than Ada. So and the thing with spear is it's not like a weapon that requires a lot of speed to play the sort of spacing game that they've been playing this whole time. So all you need to do is just play a super standard game, trade equally, and you win as Queen Eye. You don't have to put any more effort in. So it's really difficult for Crockie to kind of come out on top in this situation against a Queen Eye.
The exception being if he had the ability to use his guns, that dexterity and movement speed stat would be able to bring him out on top in this matchup where Queen Eye is significantly lacking. But because he's going for these even spear trades, he's losing him. But here we go, Pugsy having the guitars for the first time.
We didn't see him use guitars at all last game, did we?
And now he's going in with them, actually doing quite a decent amount of damage. Crockie goes for that weapon toss combo, goes for the neutral signature that gets punished. Pugsy throwing out a side signature, doesn't quite connect, gets punished by Crockie's own, and he throws the guitars away, finds the spear, and immediately feels much more comfortable. Going for that neutral light, side sig follow-up to punish Crockie from going in. Crockie's going to be forced to play very defensively and at his disadvantage to be able to do anything in this spear ditto.
Oh man, Pugsy is just taking absolute control of the game, has a huge damage lead already. I really don't want to see another 3-stock. but
there's the
might come
side
down to
sig,
that.
and Pugsy, unlike the last match, is completely dominating. Like I mean, yeah, there was a 3-stock, but at least in the first stock, it was quite even in damage. Pugsy just now got into the orange. Crockie going for a recovery. Pugsy holding onto the spear, dodges underneath that neutral sig, goes for that down light. Crockie's just putting out neutral sig after neutral sig, and they're getting punished every time, almost just hoping that Pugsy's going to run into them. Pugsy landing with the neutral light.
A sig won't even kill right now.
No, I'm not quite sure what he's
Crockie's
going
fishing
for.
for
Damage.
no good reason.
There's a recovery from Crockie, however, putting Pugsy into the deep red, and there's another recovery that ends up ending the stock, and he brings us a lot closer than he was doing in the last match, because there's no longer a 3-stock possibility. He evens it up 2-2, Pugsy lands with the guitars, hits the neutral light, almost sending him into the red.
Oh wow, that side sig kills so early against
That is disgusting.
Oh my gosh,
just-
Ada's 3 defense.
Puts
So
out
bad
a raw
against him.
side sig, does quite a bit of damage, and Ada, well, finds herself at a stock deficit. Pugsy going in with that D-Light Cider, another D-Light Cider, already sending him to the orange. It's just absolutely brutal how much damage Crockie is taking in so little time. Crockie, however, finds that unarmed combo, sends him to the yellow, but who cares how flashy that was? Pugsy's still not even in the orange, and he's already got Crockie at kill percent. What? Was that?
Oh,
Did they
wow.
have an in?
Yeah, they
like,
just both use neutral light at the same time.
their
fun.
model